Howdy folks, good morning, Gabriel here. Greetings from beautiful Jasper National Park, Canada. A little bit of a chilly morning, but looking like it's going to be an amazing day. Pyramid Lake here behind me. So this video is on the subject of the real secret to spiritual growth. So in the movie The Secret, then the secret is the law of attraction. And this has been becoming a very popularly known concept around the world in the past few years. And the basic concept of the law of attraction is simply that this is a world of energy, and we have an energetic field to us, and the energetic field that we carry and broadcast out to the world affects the world and the energy that is out there, and interacts with that energetic reality that is a part of all physical objects and all people, and beyond that is existing everywhere in all parts of the universe is divine energy, which is the the source of all creation. And so we're going to attract to us experiences which reflect our own energetic state of being. And I absolutely agree with this. But there is a problem that comes about from this not from the concept itself, but from misunderstandings around this. And this was exemplified by somebody who asked a question in the comment section below one of my videos. Well, if this is true, then this means that I should make sure to only think positive thoughts, right? Because if you want to have positive things come to you, then you really need to watch out for your negative energy and try to make sure that you're not getting sucked down into negative thoughts and states of being, if this is the way that it actually works, right? That was his question. And so this is a major problem, because this then is likely to lead people in the exact wrong direction spiritually, and to lead people in the direction which is the way that most spiritual paths tend to go, and which is the major problem on Earth, which is an avoidance of the negative emotions. So the important thing to keep in mind here is that we do not create our own reality simply through our conscious thoughts. And that's the big misunderstanding. People think, okay, well, I should make sure to think positive things, and then that will create a positive energetic state of being, and then that will bring positive things to me. We create our reality through the totality of our consciousness. And our consciousness is not just our conscious thoughts. And so that's where things get quite a bit more complicated than just think good thoughts and good things will come to you. There is much within our subconscious. The vast majority of our consciousness is actually in the subconscious, and of course lots of other people, Freud and Jung and whatnot, have explored and talked about this. So we create our reality through the totality of our consciousness, and unfortunately the consciousness of the vast majority of people has a lot of denied negative emotions and beliefs and thinking processes embedded deep within the subconscious. And so people are creating their reality unconsciously, based on the vibration of these other aspects of their being which they are cut off from. And so here I finally sort of get to the title of this video, The Real Secret to Spiritual Growth. And so here I want to jump into a whole different aspect of things. And so I'll just, say it right here and then expand on it further. The real secret to spiritual growth, in my view, is to figure out what your real feelings are. And that's the real tricky part, is that throughout our life, especially our childhood, but even prior to that, in going back into past lives, then we have repressed our real feelings and emotions around various circumstances and situations, because there is not a full acceptance for the wide range of human emotion and subjective experience, and of the honest expression of people's true selves and true thoughts and ideas about themselves and others and reality. There is a narrowing of acceptable expression within human societies. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's been for thousands and thousands of years. And so we have learned to live our lives in a state of constriction. We don't allow ourselves to vibrate our beings in a space of true spontaneity and creativity, which is the true essence of our souls. And so people are walking around to a great extent unconscious, and yet that unconsciousness is substance of their being, which has an energetic vibration to it. And that energetic vibration is, to a great extent, stunted, repressed, compressed. And so it is like potential energy, frozen energy, but the essence of energy is to be in a state of movement. And so that energy wants to be broken up and freed and allowed to express and be allowed to flow. And so within this context of the law of attraction, we then attract experiences to us which seek to tap into that denied energy and emotion, the unconscious aspects of our being, and seek to awaken them and bring them forth. And so this is why strange things happen in our lives that we don't understand and that don't seem to make sense and match up with our conception of ourselves and the thoughts that the beliefs that we think that we hold, the thoughts that we can see that we are thinking, because there's so much more below the surface that is creating our reality without our understanding. And so the solution to this is to start diving deep into one's consciousness and figuring out what your real feelings are. And this could be creative expression. This could be, through the avenue of art of some form, music, painting, dance, whatever. But for a great many number of people, then they don't really have access to that creative aspect of themselves because they are so bogged down in denied negative emotions. And so the real starting place to actually tap into the truth of one's being, or rather the denied emotions which are keeping oneself separated from the truth of one's being, is to go through these negative emotions and stop telling yourself that I should be thinking positive thoughts, I should not be feeling the way that I'm feeling, I shouldn't be thinking what I'm thinking about so-and-so, I should not be getting triggered by somebody bumping into me or making some comment that brings up all this anger, rather than telling oneself that we should not be experiencing within ourselves, what we are in fact experiencing within ourselves, then we need to become more aware and conscious of that which we are experiencing within ourselves, and tap into that, honor whatever we are feeling as something we are feeling and experiencing for a reason, and figure out how to tap into and harness that energy and flow with it, rather than doing what we have been doing for lifetimes, which is denying and repressing the honest parts of ourselves that are seeking to come forth. So, in my view then, the real secret to spiritual growth is to figure out how you really feel, and to tap into some genuine, substantive, uncontained, spontaneous aspect of your being, and flow with it, whatever that might be. Whether it is anger, whether it is fear, whether it is sadness, whether it is desire, whether it is dancing like a ridiculous looking person at a drum circle, or wherever, not holding yourself to some sort of a concept of I should be this, I should be that, I should act this way, I should dance this way, my painting should look this way, etc. Removing those shoulds from one's being in order to get into some real stuff within you. Because in order to evolve one's soul, you have to have some substance to work with. If you're just working with your conscious thoughts, then you are only working with the surface manifestation of your consciousness. Our conscious thoughts absolutely do affect how we are feeling and affect all parts of ourselves, but our conscious thoughts also are affected by the rest of our being. It's all connected and playing off of and affecting one another. And you cannot alter the full depth of your being simply through your conscious thoughts, because as I've talked about in other videos, as I understand it, there are four main aspects of our being. There is the mental, the spiritual, the physical, and the emotional. And these are all connected with one another, and they all meld into each other, but they are also distinct in various ways. And so you have to be tapping into these other aspects of the being. And the emotional self especially is very much denied and repressed. The physical body is not fully honored in the spiritual path a lot of the time. And the spirit, which I also equate with the heart, is not understood and not fully honored and respected and allowed to come forth. And so we need to start tapping into these other aspects of our being and finding some real substance there, some real energetic phenomenon of the essence of our being, and start working with that and flowing with that. And the important thing to understand, is that oftentimes these aspects of ourselves may look rather ugly as a result of being denied and repressed for so long. And so you need to not have expectations about what is going to come forth, and be willing to see other aspects of one's being beyond your current self-conceptions. And so then you can start creating your reality through this concept of the law of attraction from a place of greater presence of being. So you're creating your reality through all of this denied stuff anyways. So denying it further and trying to focus on the positive is simply not going to solve the situation. You are what you are. Your energy is what it is, and so you have to work with that. And so the idea here is to acknowledge fully as much as one can, because it is a lengthy process. Start allowing greater flowing of one's being in the quest of spiritual growth, rather than focusing on I should do this, I should think that, etc. And start tapping into those deeper aspects of oneself and bringing the subconscious into the consciousness, into the conscious mind, so that more of one's being becomes in a state of consciousness instead of unconsciousness. And then you start creating reality more consciously, rather than without you realizing it and without understanding what is happening. So hope that helps. Take care. Namaste.